Hello, I'm Lindsay Gustin. Welcome to the show. Today's guest is Rita Boulis. She's co-chair of Middle Eastern Festival, and that's in Potomac, Maryland. And on today's show, she'll be making us a Mediterranean menu, and that'll be available at the festival. So welcome to the show, Rita.
Well, thank you for having us. I really appreciate that.
It's nice to have you. So tell us about the festival this year.
Yes, it's going to be this coming weekend of the 20th to the 22nd. The times and dates will be on the screen in a little while. And we'll have Arabic music on Saturday night, and we'll have things for the children outside. We have a big tent. We have outdoor cooking, indoor cooking, and an array of probably around 16 different vendors of various different goods that they have. Some from the Middle East, olive oil that's going to be there, and jewelry. Women always like those jewelry. And
yeah, lots of fun, huh?
Yes, yes. So
and all the food is homemade, right?
All the food is homemade. A lot of it has been prepared in the last 2 months by our parishioners. And we take our traditional recipes, and we have a cookbook that we have for sale.
You got this
at the bazaar.
I like this. I was looking at it. Very nice. And this is available there, huh?
Yes, and it's a lot of the recipes that will be offered at the bazaar.
Oh, great.
And then that we prepared, and hopefully everyone will enjoy. It's a community event. We like to pull the whole community for Washington, D.C. area. We have people even from out of town that come and look forward to coming to our festival.
A very large event.
Yes, it is. It's our largest fundraiser of the year. So
every year?
Every year, usually the same weekend.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So you brought us a brochure here. It tells, oh, look at the great food you have. Wow.
Yes, on there is, we have kibbe, and today I'm going to make the tabbouleh. We have offering falafel, kebabs, chicken and beef kebabs, shawarma. And then indoors, we have roasted lamb.
Oh, I love
men
that.
roast that lamb all day long outside. It's tender. We do meat pies and spinach pies.
Oh, I love those, yeah.
And of course, the big staple is your hummus and baba ganoush.
Yeah.
And today we'll also make a yogurt and cucumber salad, and various foods, and especially the pastries. The pastries.
Oh yes, the pastries, delicious.
Yes, it's a stand of its own there. I mean, it's a whole, it wraps around one big square. So people come running to the sweets, of course, and they even place orders ahead of time for their holidays. Yes, and so the women have been really busy working to hopefully make it a true success.
And what you're making on today's show, is that very popular at the festival?
Yes, it is. Tabbouleh is our traditional Middle Eastern salad, and it's the majority of it is parsley, and we use the curly parsley, not the flat parsley for it. And so that is, you'll find it at all restaurants, Middle Eastern restaurants. Just like a staple, like the hummus, I said before. So every table, you usually have that.
That's true, yeah.
Family gatherings. It's my son's favorite for sure.
So don't go away. Right back with today's recipes. So welcome back.
Yes, I would like to make for you our traditional Arabic salad that's done in the Middle East. This is the Lebanese style, which you would take 2 bunches of parsley, and you have to at least rinse it 2 or 3 times because it does have sand, and when grown, and sometimes the sand is white, you don't realize it. So you rinse it, and then I usually lay it out on a towel, let it dry, and then you can chop it with your knife, or I take a shortcut and put it in my Cuisinart and just pulse it for a few times, and then put it in your bowl. So you start with your parsley. Meanwhile, ahead of time, you would take your burghal, which is cracked wheat, and you have to use number 2 is the finest grain of cracked wheat. You could find this at any Middle Eastern grocery store.
Okay.
So what you do is just rinse it 3 times, and then you just let the water be to the same level as the burghal, and then
this, huh?
yes, of the cracked wheat, and then it expands
Oh, it
to
does?
this size. So it was like a third of that when I
Oh,
did that
really?
this morning. So you should do that maybe around a half an hour ahead of time, because it softens it. It doesn't make it
Oh,
hard.
I see.
So that's what we would put next is our burghal in.
Put that in there. Boy, this is healthy eating too.
It is. It's, yeah. And then I finely chop half of a medium-sized onion.
Oh, it's fairly easy to make once you get the ingredients.
Right. And then we put our tomatoes. And when you're cutting the tomatoes, cut them finely and keep the juice from them.
Oh, all right.
It's nice in the dressing. And then you can use either fresh mint or dried mint. This was fresh mint. I grow so much mint that I dry it in the summer
Oh, yeah? Okay.
and use it all, all winter long and fall. So this is from my own garden. So put your mint, gives a nice taste to it. And then to that you add your pepper. It's to taste. I usually start off with like a teaspoon of it. And then salt, you could always add salt, I say. So I would stay around a tablespoon because the cracked wheat will absorb it very
well,
quickly.
okay.
So I'd say around a teaspoon or so
Boy,
of that.
that's good. Colorful.
Yes. And then you use fresh lemon.
All right.
That would be half a cup of lemon juice with seeds out, of course. You can use the pulp. That always tastes good in there too. And then a half of cup of olive oil.
All right. Wow. Looks good.
And then you basically just mix it. But you really mix it well so everything is absorbed. And then you serve it. So you do this salad really right before you're going to sit down to eat dinner.
Oh, all right.
I wouldn't do it, too much in advance because it gets a little bit soggy.
Oh, yeah, with the parsley, right?
Yep, with the parsley, because it's not a lettuce, and the parsley really
Oh, I see, yeah.
absorbs and wilts very fast.
Ah, that's
But
good.
my family doesn't mind eating leftovers of this, that's for sure. So that's,
Okay, so how do you serve it then, in a bowl?
well, we do serve it with some romaine lettuce.
Oh, yeah?
You can break them up and put them as a decoration around the bowl,
Oh, I see.
like
And that's
this.
how you eat it, with the lettuce?
Yes,
Good.
and then you could take the lettuce and scoop it out. So I will save that for you, and hopefully you'll try some.
Yeah. I'm going to try it. This is my favorite.
And you can try it with the romaine lettuce too, if you want to scoop it.
Why not? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You get it like this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Good, good.
You have to get used to using the lettuce.
Yes,
Yeah.
but of course, not everywhere we serve the romaine lettuce, but it is a nice decor to it too.
That is good.
It should be nice and lemony.
Lemony and
Yep.
very fresh.
Yes, yes.
Delicious.
It's really a very, very healthy
It is.
salad, and a lot of the stores, Whole Foods and Costco, and they make their own, have their own companies make them, and so
But this is the
you see it on the nothing like homemade, freshly made.
Right. You'll get this at the festival.
Exactly. We will have lots and lots of tabbouleh. It's a lot of chopping, a lot of preparation. We get boxes and boxes of the parsley, and the
Really?
ladies sit down and they clean it, and we have to wash it all.
Fantastic.
So it's a lot of love that goes into this cooking.
That's good. So what do we have next?
Next, we're going to show you how to make the stuffed grape leaves.
Oh, fantastic.
And they're very popular. People take that and even take them home from the festival and freeze them.
Oh, my goodness. So
So-
we'll be right back.
Okay.
So welcome back. The recipes we're making on today's show, they will be available on my website, and that's chefsrecipes.org. So now we have another item that will be served at the festival.
Oh yes, this is, I think, our #1 favorite. Majority of people in the Middle East love their stuffed grape leaves. Stuffed grape leaves, if you have a grapevine in your backyard, you can pick the grape leaves, I would say like a medium size, not really too large, something like this.
All right.
And you can then, to make sure it's bug-free, you boil some water and you dip the grape leaves in them. And then you can drain them and you can freeze them.
Really?
So you can do it during the season, especially in the springtime when the leaves are very tender.
That's nice.
But if you don't have a grapevine nearby, you can go to any Middle Eastern grocery store.
Oh, and you buy it like this.
And you buy it in the jar. So that has brine in it. So
Oh, it does?
that's around, I think that jar says it's around 75, contains 75 grape leaves,
Wow, that's a lot.
which in our house doesn't go far. So when you pull out the grape leaves, they will have a little bit of a stem still left to it. So what I do is I go on an angle and I cut the stem off, because that is very hard to chew, and you don't want that in your grape leaf. So then your grape leaf, you take one grape leaf, and there's a shiny side, and there's the dull side, which is the side we're going to stuff.
That's the one you want to use.
That's the one we want to use. So all you do is you lay it flat. Meanwhile, you've made a mixture of either ground beef or lamb and rice, and the recipe you'll get online or on the show. And then you add salt and pepper and a little bit of allspice.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so then you would take maybe like a tablespoon or tablespoon and a half. It depends on the size of your grape leaf.
Oh, I
So you line all the meat mixture at the top of the leaf, I call it, where you took off the little stem. And all you do is you fold over on both sides.
Oh, it's easy to do, right?
And then you want to fold everything on the sides inward,
Like an envelope.
like an envelope, and then you roll it.
Oh, great.
As you go along, you sort of tuck the ends in a little bit,
You get the whole grape leaf.
and
then.
you have the whole grape leaf, and
Wow.
there you are.
You did
There's
a
the
nice
grape.
job of that. Perfect.
Well, I guess it's experience.
Yeah.
So you would do all of them, and then in your pot, you would,
Here's a pot we have
yes,
here.
if you were doing the whole jar, you would need a larger pot, of course. So when you place your grape leaves in the pot, you try to put them in a row.
All right.
And then when you do your first layer, you turn the row the opposite way. So they sort of crisscross each other. They're not all going in the
I
same
see.
direction. And then your water, when you were boiling with it, it has a chance to sort of go down into the grape leaves.
So
if
there's
you
a
have
little
it
bit
all.
of water in here, I see.
Well, first, this I'll tell you. So then you line them, they crisscross them, and then you try to take a plate that's going to fit your pot, and you turn the plate upside down. And the reason for this is to weigh your grape leaves down, so when you have the water in there, they don't bubble up and then fall apart. So this
Good
way,
idea,
yes. So
right.
this way they stay together, and then you boil. You put the water up to your plate line, wherever the plate is. You
I
fill it
see.
up with tap water, and you boil it for, let's say, half an hour to 45 minutes. And then what we do is we gently take off the plate, because it's going to be piping hot. Remove the plate, and then you would add at least a half a cup of fresh lemon juice.
Oh, for flavor.
For the flavor. And then that's it. I would cook it for another 15, 20 minutes with the lemon on low.
Oh,
So really the only thing that you have to, these are everyday things, is your meat and your rice. So the only thing that you would have to
yeah, we'll
get is the grape leaves. And again, these grape leaves should be rinsed because
Should
they're
they?
yes, they should be rinsed because they're salty in a brine.
Oh, I see.
So it should be rinsed at least 2-3 times, and then you squeeze the water out, and then you start to begin to lay
Yeah.
your grape
Boy,
leaves
they
flat.
Look nice.
Yep, yep, and they're all
Great.
tender, pretty much the same size. So
Oh, okay.
hopefully you'll enjoy them,
Yes.
and I'll let you taste some. I like to let you taste the ones that the juice has gotten really down into, and see what you think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's nice to have homemade, fresh grape leaves, I'll tell you that.
Yes, my mother and father at their home, that's where we would go out every in the springtime every day, go pick up
Really?
grape leaves and bring them in, and then we do our stack and freeze them for the winter, so you could have it all year round.
Delicious.
Thank you, thank you. So I hope you all come out and
Yeah,
order
fresh.
some fresh. Yes. Well, I
Fresh
can't
and
tell you.
tasty.
We've done jars and jars. Over 5,000 grape leaves are being prepared
Oh, my God.
for the bazaar. And as I say, people can take them. You can freeze them as long as you take the sauce off.
So what will we have next?
Next, we're going to make what goes well with it is the yogurt and cucumber salad.
Sounds good. We'll be right back. So welcome back. Now we have another item that goes well with the grape leaves.
With the grape leaves or a kifta or a kebab. It's really the most popular yogurt salad in the Middle East.
Really? Wow.
So what you start out with, which everyone loves, is garlic.
Right.
So for this amount of yogurt, I use 1 garlic, and I put it through a squeezer, and then
That's
I just use that.
That makes it easy.
And this you can make ahead of time, which is great because the longer the yogurt and the cucumbers and the garlic mix,
Really?
the better it tastes. Yep. So I usually make this in the morning for an evening meal. And so I put a little salt with
Yeah.
it, and then I would put my cucumbers. I dice them up. That's 1 cucumber. I like to use either the small cucumbers, very small cucumbers, that you can get at any store,
I've
and
seen those, yeah.
or the English cucumber, because there's less seeds in them, and they're a little bit more tender in taste. So you just dice them up.
Wow, it makes a lot for 1 cucumber, yeah.
Yep.
Well, cucumbers are in season, I know.
Yes, they are. This is the time. And then, again, our dried mint.
Oh,
So I would put as much as you like. I mean, this is a good heaping tablespoon.
this is another healthy menu, right?
Right. And when you're drying the mint, what I do is I just rinse them from the garden, cut them, rinse them,
Right.
and then just lay them on a cookie sheet and then just let it sit there for a few days out. And then once they do dry up, I take them off the long stem that that
Oh,
have
yeah.
grown on, because you don't want the stem. You would really just like the leaves.
They
So
are
this-
easy to grow, I noticed.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Mint should always be in a container, garden container, because it spreads.
It does. It's
Yeah, it
easier.
takes over. And then I really like either a Dannon or Axelrod, but
Okay.
plain yogurt, no flavor, just plain yogurt. And
Is it low fat?
no, this is full. You
Full.
want it to full. It gives the
Okay,
best
for flavor.
for the best flavor. So you put as much as you like. I do around 3/4.
Wow.
And you can even if you have leftovers the next day
Yes.
or that night, you can just add some more yogurt to it and make a
really?
second. Yeah, because this lasts a few days. You don't have once it mixes in. But as I say, main thing is your garlic and your mint to make it just something different. It's different than the Greek tzatziki. It's different than the tzatziki.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Tzatziki is the yogurt's even thicker than this because they
Is
use the Greek yogurt. They use a Greek
Oh,
yogurt,
I've
right?
seen the Greek yogurt, right?
Yep, yep.
Oh,
And there you are.
and this is served at the festival?
This is served, in little containers. You can. We have a big carry-out
Oh, really?
department. So people come and they've eaten, and then they want to eat again the next day but don't want to come, so they take a lot of the salads home and a lot of the
Right.
kebabs home, and as
Wow.
I said, meat pies and spinach
Oh, I love the
pies.
meat pies. Yeah.
Kibbe, you know, is a big thing
Well,
there.
I'll taste this. I'll put
Yes,
it on
please.
there. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is good.
Here's your spoon.
Ah, that's enough.
Okay, all right. But this is really good with,
That was good.
yeah, this is good with, like I say, even grilled chicken, just plain grilled chicken.
Really? Put that in there?
You put it on the side, eat it with it, or, you know, kebabs.
It's
Yeah.
a good way of eating your yogurt.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
Crunchy with them.
right. So
Cucumber?
this complements the grape leaves, and they're both sort of on the sour, you know, because
They
yogurt
are.
are sour, and
Oh, the great, yeah.
grape leaves are sour, the tabbouleh sour. We like a lot of lemon.
I know, but it
And
gives
sour.
it such flavor.
Yeah, and they're
So
healthy.
good.
Everything's healthy for you.
Mm.
Right, right. So that's
Delicious.
basically it on the cucumber salad.
Yeah. So what will we have next?
Next, we're going to have the sweet to finish the dinner. It's a typical butter cookie called grebe.
Oh, good.
And so this is, like I say, it's a lot of butter and sugar and flour. So we'll discuss that in a minute.
Okay,
All
right back.
Thank you.
Now it's time for our desserts. And your desserts are very special.
Yes, we will have an array of desserts from all over the Middle East, and some even warm desserts.
Oh, great.
So that are baked in the oven at the time you're eating it. You know, come to the festival and it'll be a warm, and that's called kanafe. But today we're talking about grebe, which is a butter cookie. It's very easy
good.
to make. It's 2 cups of render butter. So a lot of people don't know what render butter is. So what you do is you take a couple pounds of butter, unsalted, and you put it in a pan and you let it gently boil.
Oh, yeah?
And then there'll be like a little foam on the top of that. You remove that foam, and then you just drain it into a jar or a container.
That's
and
it.
that can last for months on the
Really?
shelf, even on the shelf in your pantry. Okay, so that is rendered butter.
Right.
So for this recipe, it calls for 2 cups of the rendered butter,
All right.
2 cups of granulated sugar,
Right.
and then we have this wonderful orange blossom.
Boy, that looks good.
And again, this can be purchased at any Middle Eastern store, grocery store. There's orange blossom and there's rose blossom. So for this one, we use the orange blossom.
Oh, I just...
In the when you're making baklava, we use the rose water, and it smells. Yeah, it's beautiful smell. Scent to it.
Good, yeah.
And then we use, which is great, 4 cups of your all-purpose flour.
Oh, that's good.
And then at the end, you put your slivered almonds. So what you do is you cream, typical sort of butter cookie, is you cream your
And this is
sugar.
it?
Yeah, you would cream your butter and your sugar together and add the orange blossom. Then add by hand, you would mix your flour in, and then you make balls. Or you can shape them into S's, which is a very, you just make it long and then shape it into an S. And then you place it on an ungreased cookie sheet. And then you would, I flattened the ball out to be a little circle.
And
And
that's
then
it?
put an almond in it. And then you bake it 275. So it's a slow heat.
Slow, right.
Yeah, low heat, and slowly for a good 20 minutes on the bottom rack, and then you take it up to the top rack for another 20 minutes. And that's it, and I hope
That's
you
it.
enjoy
Taste
them.
it, right? Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
Nice flavor.
Yes, yes. So as I said, there's going to be a lot of different Middle Eastern sweets there that we've been preparing for this, during the summer, and that will be served there. And you can buy them by piece or by a dozen.
wow.
And a lot of people do take them, and they freeze very well for the holidays
Oh, they
coming
do.
up.
Great.
We're already in September. It's hard to believe,
Yeah.
but It'll be
And
good for them.
These are the popular ones here, these?
These are, yeah, it's an easy cookie to make.
I
Not so
see.
much, you know, baklava takes a long time
It
because
does,
it's many
right.
layers and using butter, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and so this is a quick cookie.
Quick,
If, let's
easy.
say someone's just coming over for dinner and you don't have dessert,
Right.
you should have these items in your pantry if you're Middle Eastern
This
at
would be
least.
nice for afternoon tea or
Yes,
anything.
yes,
Great.
yes. The orange blossom, again, you
That's
can
what
buy.
makes it.
And the rendered butter, not regular butter.
Okay, so don't go away, right back. So welcome back, and I'll put up your information now.
That's Saints Peter and Paul Antiochian Orthodox Church at 10620 River Road, Potomac, Maryland. You can also reach us at www.peterpaulpotomac.org. And you can see our hours, free parking and free entry with lots of foods. This is just a small sampling of what we will have there.
Good. Well, I'll put up my website because these recipes will be available on my website, that's chefsrecipe.org.
And thank you for having us. I
Yeah, so
appreciate
how
it.
long have you had? I see it says 36th annual.
Yes, 36 years we've been having our festival. As I said, it is our fundraiser, major fundraiser that we have.
Uh-huh.
And it's a beautiful church.
Yes, I see here. This is the church, huh?
Yes.
And it's been there. And has it changed any over the years?
Yes, we've added, I would say, a little bit more to the menu there.
Oh, you have?
Yes, so it's even probably more than probably 10 or 15 years ago. So,
Really?
But
Fantastic.
I guess we like to stick to our good recipes since people keep coming back, right?
It's authentic too, right?
Yes,
You get the
authentic.
recipes from the lot of people that you know, right?
Yes, and our cookbook, of course, we
Oh, the
put that
cookbook.
together. Everyone has put their time and energy in it.
Oh, so thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
delightful.
Thank you.
And remember, till next time, good eating.